Welcome back, John. Today we're going to recap the Bollywood movie named Bajrangi Bhaijaan, translation, Brother Bajrangi. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care, and I hope you enjoy it. In the beginning of the movie, we see that on TV a cricket match is being broadcast in which famous Pakistani cricketer Shahid Khan Afridi is batting. We see an expecting woman is watching the match, and another woman asks her what she will name her baby, and she replies, Shahid, and the woman asks if it is a girl, then to which the pregnant lady replies that she will name her daughter Shahida. We shift 6 years later where we see Shahida, who is on a train to Delhi from Lahore. We learn that Shahida has not spoken till now and she can't speak. We then see that Shahida is helping her father Rauf with his sheep when he asks her to go home. On her way, when an accident happens, she falls off a cliff. When he gets home, his wife inquires about Shahida. Her father and village people go out to find her. Luckily, 2 men found her. She didn't fall off of the cliff, but instead she got stuck on a tree, but couldn't ask for help as she can't speak. The village elder advises the family to take Shahida to Delhi Nizam-ud-Din Shrine, as it's famous for giving mute people their voice. He tells his own story about how he himself didn't speak till the age of 5. Then his family took him there and he started talking. Her father says Delhi is in India, and as he was in the army, he'll not get a visa. Then Shahida's mother took responsibility to take her there, as she desperately wants her child to speak. Her father sells his sheep to get money for the journey. In the next scene, we see that Shahida and her mother leave for India by train from Wagah. They went there and visited the shrine. While they're returning, the train stops as the track is under maintenance. A soldier asks them to relax and rest. It will be over soon. They all fall asleep. But Shahida starts exploring the train. She sees a goat nearby and gets down to play with it, but in time the train starts moving and Shahida is left behind. Another train stops and Shahida boards that train. Shahida's mother panics and tries to find her, but she is left behind. The train entered Pakistan and she and her husband filed an FRI. In the next scene we see that Shahida wakes up and sees that she's in a big event, where for the first time we meet the main lead, Pavan Kumar Chaturvedi. He's dancing on a song in that event. After the event, he's having breakfast as Shahida is hungry and she's looking at Pavan. He orders food for her and asks her name, but she can't speak. He then leaves, telling her to eat well. Pavan leaves, but Shahida keeps following him. Pavan is confused and he offers her some money that she does not take. Pavan takes her to a temple and also buys her a Hanuman necklace. He asks her to stay there till her parents come, but she still follows him. He takes her to the police station and wants to leave her there, but the police officer says that he can't leave her there. He then takes Shahida with him and travels by bus. He tries to find out about Shahida's city. He tells her that he will take the city's name, and if she belongs there, she should raise her hand and nod to say yes. He takes many different city names, but she lives in none. Other passengers also participate, but to no avail. Pavan starts happily chatting with fellow passengers. He tells them his story. He tells them that his name is Pavan, but people call him Bajrangi. He then instructs Shahida to call him Mama, translation uncle, if she speaks any time. He told them that his father was a postman, but he was a dull student. He took 20 years to reach matric, and he failed 10 times from matric to graduation. His friend advises him to cheat, but he is an honest man. He accepts to fail, but does not cheat. On his 11th try, he passed. By listening to the news, his father died, and he went to Delhi to meet Dayanand, his father's friend, and fulfill his father's last wish. We see that in the bus he's traveling, the conductor does not have change with him. He gives him a 10 rupee note and tells him to give 5 rupees to Rasika, the female lead. Now Bajrangi is not keeping her 5 rupees, and neither is leaving his 5. That leads to an awkward exchange among them, and Rasika gets rid of him. He then goes to Dayanand's house. Dayanand is an expert kabaddi player and teacher. We find out that Rasika is Dayanand's daughter. She shouts at Pavan, thinking he's following her. That led to him nearly being thrown out of the house, but he introduced himself. Later, they're eating when Pavan smells meat. As they're Hindus and pure vegetarians, he inquires and finds out that their neighbors are Muslims. Dayanand opposed cooking meat. He then tells them that he is in Delhi to find work. We also find out that Rasika is a teacher. Later, he chats with Rasika on the terrace and returns her 5 rupees to her. Rasika also helped him get a job. The two grow close to each other. Bajrangi also gets close to the family. Rasika starts liking Pavan. When some people come to see Rasika, she asks Pavan to hold her hand, and she tells her father that she likes Pavan and wants to marry him. Her father tells the guests to leave, who get angry. Then Dayanand sets some terms which Pavan has to fulfill if he wants to marry Rasika. First, he must earn money and buy a house within 6 months to prove he is worthy of Rasika, or else he will find another man worthy of her. Rasika is happy after getting approval from her father and hugs him. The passengers he was telling the story to get happy and congratulate him. He tells them that in 2 months he will have enough cash to buy a house. Later, when he exits the bus, he takes Shahida to Dayanand's house. Dayanand is skeptical and inquires about Shahida's origin, and asks Pavan how long she will stay there, to which he responds until he finds her parents. Dayanand advises him to take his own life seriously and think of himself first, buy a house, and after that do social service. As Shahida can't speak and Pavan doesn't know her name, he calls her Mani. Rasika and Pavan buy clothes for Mani. Rasika asks, what if we never find Mani's parents, and what if she's an orphan? At home, Mani is sick of eating pulses and vegetables. She smells chicken in the neighborhood and goes there to eat. At home, everyone is finding Mani. When they go in the neighborhood, Pavan sees that Mani is eating chicken. Pavan goes there and takes her away. He then takes her to a chicken restaurant. It is against his belief to eat meat, but he sacrifices for her. Mani wants to buy bangles, but Pavan stops her. Mani finds a mosque and enters it. Pavan follows her, but hesitates to enter the mosque. Eventually, he gives up and enters to find Mani. He sees Mani praying there. He finds out that she's a Muslim. After finding this out, Pavan is skeptical and afraid of what will happen if Dayanand finds out, but Rasika tells him to complete his task and fulfill his promise. They go in to find Mani, and she comes and hugs Bajrangi. His heart melts. In the next scene, we see that Pakistan versus India cricket match is being aired, and all of the people in Dayanand's house are watching the cricket match. Pavan is afraid that Dayanand will throw him and Mani out if he finds out about her being a Muslim. Rasika tells him to hide the truth from Dayanand. When Pakistan wins, everyone is sad except for Mani, who's celebrating, and she kisses the Pakistani flag. Pavan asks her if she's from Pakistan, and she says yes. The color fades off Pavan's face. Dayanand is angry and he wants Pavan to take her to Pakistani embassy and get her to Pakistan. But the embassy can't help him without a passport. He creates a scene and gets thrown out of the embassy. A violent strike occurs there and protesting people attack the embassy. That leads to the closing of the embassy. Dayanand tells Pavan about a travel agent that can get money to Pakistan, but that person says that he doesn't make Pakistani passports and declines to help, but tells Bajrangi that he can send money to Pakistan without a passport through an illegal way. Pavan listens to him and he demands 1.5 lakh rupees in return. Bajrangi takes all his money and even the money he saved for his house deposit and takes money to the travel agent. The travel agent takes money and says farewell to Pavan. But as Pavan wants to give Mani bangles as her gift, he follows them. He finds that instead of taking her where he promised, that guy takes Mani to a brothel to sell her to the lady there. Pavan enters the room where a meeting was being held. Mani runs and hugs him. Seeing all this, he gets angry and fights the goons there, beats the shit out of them, and trashes the whole place. And then he takes Mani back with him. Back home, Pavan aims to take Mani to Pakistan by himself. He doesn't have a passport or visa, but he is determined to take Mani back to her family. He then meets up with a bunch of people who illegally crossed the border. He offers to help him. They cross the tunnel underneath the wires and enter Pakistan. The army patrol that area every 10 minutes, so they just have 10 minutes to do it. When they cross, other people leave and ask him to do the same, but Bajrangi says that he will take permission from the army to enter Pakistan. He waits for the army and he meets with him and pulls up guns onto them. He even tells them of a tunnel. They tell him to go back, but he doesn't listen. Seeing his honesty and dedication, the army captain let him go. He goes into Pakistan where he has breakfast, where he gets into trouble with a police officer, and he gets arrested. We then see a funny shot where a news reporter, Chand Nawab, is trying to record his video, which again and again gets disturbed by the passers-by, and he gets frustrated. He gets the report that an Indian spy has been caught by police. He goes to the police station to interview Pavan. He recorded a video of Pavan and informed many media channels, but they don't believe him. In the police station, Money recognizes a place from the calendar as her home, and after that, the police officer treats Money badly. Pavan gets enraged, and he beats the police officer and escapes from there. Chand Nawab follows him. He and Chand Nawab both enter the bus. Chand Nawab called the police and informed them of the location. Pavan tells the conductor the story, and Chand Nawab also listens to the story and decides to help him. The police catch up to them, but the bus passenger and Chand Nawab help them to escape. They take shelter in a mosque. When Pavan finds out, he gets out of the mosque. The Masjid Imam asks Pavan why he's standing outside. He replies that he is not a Muslim. In response, Imam says that mosque is a place for all people. That's why he never locks it. Pavan tells him the story. The Imam shows the pic to the students in the mosque. With their help, they locate the place. On the other side, the police find Chand Nawab's partner. They chase him and catch him. The police come to find Pavan, but the Imam stops them and saves Pavan from them. The Imam then helped them by making Pavan and Chand Nawab wear a burqa, a woman's dress that hides a person's body and face completely, and escape from there by presenting them as his wives. There, Dayanand finds out that Pavan has gone to Pakistan. He is angry that Rasika fought with her father and blames him for this situation. On the other side, Imam Sahib helped them to escape the police and prayed for them to find Money's parents. They eat at a small hotel, and there they play a trick and hitch a ride with a nice middle-aged man. Unfortunately, that person is the police officer, and he takes him to the police station. Fortunately, he doesn't find out and asks one man to drop them off. In the next scene, we see that the police are interrogating Chand Nawab's partner and asking him to call Chand Nawab again and again until he picks up. Chand Nawab and Pavan take Money some way by evading police to a shrine. They pray there, and Chand Nawab captures some videos of Pavan and tries to reach media channels. When no media channels help, he turns towards social media and posts the videos on YouTube. There, his video goes viral. People watch the videos, but also the police get the video and know where they are, so they come to get them. At the shrine, Chand Nawab and Bajrangi, with the help of a bus driver, try to locate the home place of Muni. After trying some time, bus driver tells the right place, and Muni responds in yes. Then they take the bus to take Muni to her home. During that time, Chand Nawab uploads a video of Bajrangi that gets attention of the police, and they find their location, and the police follow them. On their way, the police are checking all the buses. When the bus in which Chand Nawab and Bajrangi were present gets checked, Bajrangi distracts the police while Chand Nawab takes Muni home. Bajrangi is running from the police, but he gets shot and gets caught. But Chand Nawab takes Muni to her home, and Muni meets her mother and father. But Bajrangi is caught by the police and officials. In the meantime, Chand Nawab makes and uploads a video about Bajrangi Bhaijaan and how he risked his life to get Muni for her parents. Everyone likes the video and feels sympathy towards Pavan. They all stand up for him. On the other side, the police and officials interrogate Pavan. People protest to the government to free Pavan. After many protests, the government listens to the public and decides to free Bajrangi Bhaijaan. He is released and allowed to cross the border. Thousands of people from both sides come to see Bajrangi Bhaijaan. He is freed and he crosses the border into India, and there he reunites with Rasika. When he crosses, Muni sees him and goes and calls out to him, and in this way she speaks for the first time in her life. All the people chant Bajrangi Bhaijaan's name. The movie was a hit and well-liked in both countries. It performed so well at the box office and made a huge profit. The movie shows how love is above all, race, country, color, religion, and borders. How a pure-hearted man, only out of passion, helped a girl in need, neglecting her nation, religion, and all. This shows that there exist nice people in both countries that don't want hate, war, and conflict, but instead they want peace and prosperity. And that peace can even exist between two bitter nations. This movie demonstrates the power of love and how it can overcome any possible barrier. For more